this is Jenny from Just Being Me, and you're listening to the Learning to Love Yourself podcast, the show that inspires you to put yourself first.
Learning to love yourself on the path to happiness. Learning to love yourself on the path to happiness.
Welcome back to my podcast. Today we are so lucky to have with us the wonderful, colourful, amazing Pritti. And Pritti's going to share with us her journey towards self-care and loving herself first. Hiya, Pritti, how you doing?
I am good. Thank you for the lovely intro. Love that.
Very welcome. But that is exactly who you are. I am going to tell the listeners that the fact that Pritti is an incredibly colourful person and is an incredibly colourful personality. And today we are actually video recording because these will go up onto YouTube. And today she turned up with a yellow jumper with a yellow wall behind her. And I'm like, no, Pritti cannot blend into the background. We need to do something about that. So we have a different dress on now.
Wait, Jenny, we're kind enough to give me a couple of minutes. It doesn't take me long to snap into something like this. Was originally what I was going to wear anyway. So I just thought, sod it, put it back on. It looks better. And it plus it's
everybody's got to go and look for this on YouTube when it comes out on YouTube. Everybody's going to be looking for this one to see what you know. Yes. So, Pritti, tell us a little bit about the journey that brought you to realizing you needed to look after you.
I've had it in my journey I suppose you never stop learning is the first thing I'm going to say. It keeps coming forward. And also, I've sort of had it in two halves. So the first time it really kicked home for me was to look after myself was when I burnt out. And at that point, I was working part-time at the council and running my charity part-time, which I'd set up myself. And the council decided that they were going to restructure. And that's when I was like, okay, what the hell's going on here? We're struggling as it is to do the job we're doing. And would you believe I was a complaints officer? So I was dealing with people's complaints. And I was going, I don't know how much more you want from me. But I think it was the mere fact that when I realized that I needed a bit of time off, just half a day, that's all I was asking for. My mum had been unwell. I'd been home to look after her, came back home, just needed that half a day to myself because I work part-time. One day was all I needed. And I got told I couldn't have it. And in one breath, I was told my manager's off sick with stress. My head of service said to me, I'm off for the following week because it's half term. So I thought, well, you get time off. He gets time off. I woke up in the middle of that night on Friday crying and I couldn't stop myself and I couldn't understand why. And we had access to 24-hour counselling, which I never believed it worked or was even there or real. It took me 3 goes to call up and eventually allow someone to talk to me. The third time I did. And it took the counsellor an hour to calm me down. And then she said to me, you are burnt out. I didn't even know what that meant. And she said, if you do not stop, there will be nothing left for you. Your body will shut down. And I think it was the way she spoke to me, and there was care, there was love there. And it was, I could relate to it. I could feel it. My gut was going, you need to listen to them. And she was like, with everything you've got going on in your life, you need to stop for a little while. And I then emailed my head of service at 4 a.m. and just went, I won't be coming into work tomorrow. And I don't know how long I won't be in to work because I'm going to go to the doctors and I've been told I have got stress and I'm burnt out. And that was weird because I don't know how to do nothing. And so I did go to the doctors. Well, it was in lockdown, so I had to have a phone call. And she said, I'll sign you off for a month. And she could hear the anxiousness in my voice. And I then went back to the counselling service and said, could I have counselling? And I got 6 sessions. And I was very grateful for my counsellor because she was very spiritual. So we connected very well. And she was very straight talking. And I like that. And she then taught me, we didn't quite get to do nothing. She taught me to do one thing a day, which is what I could reconcile with. And that include, so I set myself one thing a day to do. And she said, if you meet it, brilliant. If you don't, that's okay. But the first week or two, my body was not responding. I was tired. I was sleeping. And then I was getting anxious because I wasn't doing anything. And then I started the one thing a day, and that really brought harmony and peace for me. And after my 6 sessions and talking about things, I realized that I don't want this job anymore. This job does not serve me. And it's time to let go, because the job served me to start my charity as a good cause and then turn it into a charity. But now it doesn't work, and it's causing me more stress. And the job I really want to do is work for my charity. So I don't want to do this anymore. So I left. And
So can I ask you that before you realised what was going on, were you feeling lots of pains in your body? Were you feeling anything that was telling you that this might be coming up, although you didn't recognise it?
yes, my body was draining me. I would get very tired, and I would keep picking up viruses. And the body knew the only way to stop me was to get me ill, so I would be in bed. So if I wasn't listening, it would shut me down to the point where I would have a virus and I'd have to spend at least a couple of days in bed.
And it's a big thing for those of us, because I absolutely am a doer. And it's a big thing for those of us that are doers, because it's really difficult for us to stop. Because even when we're stopped, we're doing something. Our brains are doing something. We're thinking about something. We're reading something. It's all that. So the way that the brain works is to go, okay, I'm going to make your body hurt to slow you down. And I, like you, learned that in a big way. And I'm wondering now what you do to allow because we need the balance of doing and being. What do you do, in inverted commas, to allow yourself to be?
Well, today's Wednesday. So on a Wednesday, my 1 to 2 o'clock is sacred, because that is my yoga time. And I was doing yoga. So when I stopped for that period, I took about 3 months off sick in the end. Really hard to do, but I'm grateful I did. And so on a Monday, I used to do Pilates. On a Tuesday, I'd go help at another charity for a couple of hours. Wednesday was yoga. Thursday was counseling. Friday was a walk. That doesn't quite transpire exactly the same now. Tuesday, I still go volunteer at another charity because I like to help others. So that feeds my soul really well. Wednesday is my yoga day. I will put meetings around, arrange them around that. And then what I'm trying to do, it was working really well until life happens again. And this is where you have to keep reconnecting and reevaluating. And I, again, hadn't quite seen the signs, because I'd created a balance where I would go for a walk in the mornings before I started work. And again, I was working part-time for the charity, 20 hours a week, so I could shape those hours to work for me. So I would try and walk twice a day and go out in fresh air. And I'm grateful I live near the river, so I can walk into town that way, go to the local park as well. So that worked really well for me. But then unfortunately, my dad had a stroke last July, and that my world turned upside down instantly, like it was so quick. And I was literally, for 8 months, I spent half a week here, half a week in Wembley, looking after my dad, trying to fix him, make it all okay for him, realizing I couldn't. And it wasn't until my dad went into a home, and that was really hard to make that decision. Then I started realizing I couldn't do every week. I couldn't do half a week. So I was like, I come down once a week. And my body was already trying to tell me, because as I was breathing to relief, my body was making me a bit ill. So I then realized I couldn't do every week. And now I've managed to go, and now I'm going down every 3 to 4 weeks. And all of a sudden my body's going, oh, thank you. But then I'm getting excited because I'm going, I want to do things, and my house looks like a tip. And I can't move myself, motivate myself, because my head was so used to me being here only a week and then rushing to try and do everything. So now it's getting used to time again. So I'm now trying to reintroduce things, but I'm learning I can't do it all so quickly. It's not working. And where I managed a whole week of doing 10,000 steps or a bit more, my body just totally shut me down and went, it's too much. So now I'm having to go, okay, you're still going to walk. We're just going to do less. We're just going to do a little bit of a walk, and then rest. So I'm now creating the balance when I need it. Like this morning, I worked a few hours and I needed to eat before I went to yoga. So I stopped and I sat downstairs, had something to eat, and I was only going to sit there 15 minutes. I normally come up here and eat at the same time, but I didn't. And I took an extra 10, 15 minutes and then went, okay, come on, we're going to get up and go to yoga. You know, this will help you. And let's just go. And that helped me. But I also know I made a pact with my body going, once I've finished that, we're going to rest. So I'm having to make deals that.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Because your body will know when it's in the right space. Your mind will know when it's in the right space because you'll feel at peace. And actually, if you're pushing yourself to walk those 10,000 steps a day, now that's okay if you're in a space where actually you're really, really good, life's really, really good. Okay, we're going to set ourselves a new challenge because the brain will always fight you on doing new things because it wants to keep you safe and new things aren't safe, you know? So it's a really admirable thing to say, I'm going to do 10,000 steps a day. But, you know, actually, when you've got life going on as well, it's not always easy to do that. So to actually sit down and go, I'm going to listen to my body and then I'm going to do it. It's okay to do this. So one of the key things, one of the first things I did was I set a lunch hour and I have a lunch hour and I walk away because, you know, like you, I work from home and I walk away from this desk. I don't eat in front of my computer, which was something I used to do when I worked for the charity and I got burnt out. I walk away, I go and stand outside, I breathe fresh air, I give it a change of scenery, I shake my body and get rid of the stuck energy. And it's all things that take seconds.
Yeah.
But when you're in that place of not knowing that, you just don't do them.
You can't do it. Your body doesn't know what to do. And the other thing I learned was if I do one thing, like Saturday, I had a great day and I didn't even know if I'd be able to go with my friend to this theatre experience. And we had to walk half hour from the train. I walked 20 minutes to get to the train station. And then from the train station, we walked half an hour. And then we sat down for a few hours and then walked back and then came back. And I thought, I'm going to be all right. But it was fine. But the next day, I was exhausted and it got colder and my body just went, no. And I had things planned. So I was so proud of myself. I messaged my friend and I just went, do you know what? I can't do this because it's cold. I'm feeling cold outside. I have stepped outside. It feels cold. I can't sit and do a sound bath if my body's cold. My body's telling me it's not feeling well. I'm going to stay indoors. That feels right. And she was like, well, I'll just come and see you. I thought that'd be great. So, you know, she was like, let me watch one of your favorite programs. I was like, okay, let's do that instead. So that was really nice. And I was proud of myself going, it's okay to say no, or it's okay to say, I can't do this. Can we change it and do something else?
And how empowering was that for you? And how empowering that your friend just went, oh, I'll come to you then.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's just, you know, that's saying that you've got the right tribe member around you.
Yeah.
You're building your boundaries because you're saying, okay, no, I'm not going to push past that. And that is just an amazing place to feel that you're in, Pritti. That's amazing.
It's coming together now. But the other thing I'm realizing is you have to keep on this and keep changing things because every day is going to feel different. And there will be days when I can wake up and for the life of me, nothing is falling into place. And I've had days like that. And my body is just going, tired. Like, I need you to listen. And sometimes I'm going, are you just doing this for the sake of doing it? But then my body is just hurting. And then I'm just going, do you know what? It's fine. We surrendered today. Because I've done enough hours in the week anyway. If I need to lie here and watch something, that's what I'm going to do. And I'm listening now and just going, let's just stop that. Or, you know, let's just do those things. And actually, I'm not going to do this today now. So sometimes I don't catch it as quickly as I'd like, but I'm trying not to beat myself up about it. And then other times I get caught away in the moment and then I just go with it. And then, okay, the next day I'm going, right, today we take it easy. Today has to be easier.
And it's a really interesting thing, isn't it? That actually once you start to be able to recognize those bits in your body, the other things that you start noticing and you actually get to know yourself so much better because you're taking time to listen to the one person who absolutely knows what you need.
Yeah.
Because you can ask your friends and they're a different person, so they're not going to know.
I feel like they must be thinking, what is the matter with her? Like she's on like a yo-yo effect. Sometimes she's like, Whitney up here. And other days I'm like, no, today nothing's happening. But I'm like, it's okay. I'm getting the balance.
We was all of us have an energetic cycle.
But I realize now that my periods are near enough on schedule, right? They're every month. They might move a week if I'm stressed out. But I've now realized what my body does to get me to slow down closer to my period. Give me a virus, right? So
Right.
slow down. Then just as that virus kicks in, then my period starts. So sometimes I get a double whammy. And then
Are you learning now to note when they're due and to know that week beforehand you need to slow down?
no, I haven't quite got there. I remember once the virus kicked in, I was like, oh, damn, okay, period time's coming. And today I could feel it. And then I was going, well, do I go yoga? Do I not? And I was like, no, Pritti, let's just go. And if it starts today, it starts. If it doesn't, it's okay. But this will help you. And yeah, I need to put it in my diary to say a week before.
You do. Because this isn't about catching a virus. This is about your body going, okay, you need to slow down.
Yeah.
And, our bodies are telling us things.
Yeah.
We start noticing and start listening to them. And, I do actually have an energy tracker. So if anybody wants to grab the energy tracker, go find my website and, go and grab your
I go do that. Because also the moon affects me when we go into cycles of the moon. And
my energy tracker has all the moons on it as well. So you're there too, Pritti.
I'm going to do that because there are days when I'm going, okay, what's going on? Like just
Yeah. But it is about that bit of learning to listen to yourself and listening to you, Pritti. It's a lovely journey because of the fact that we never stop. We never, ever stop because something new is going to come up and we need to know how we're going to feel about that, how we're going to react to that. So it is always a journey. It's not about the destination. It's about enjoying the journey.
And it's finding different ways. I mean, like, it takes a while. When I was feeling quite lethargic and I wasn't well and I've had low folic acid, so my body really kicked in at times to really stop me. And I went and sat in the garden in my hammock with an hoodie on and it was sort of warmish and I just fell asleep there. And I was so proud of myself. I did nothing else in the garden because the old me would have gone, right, we'll do this, we'll do that. Then
I can't sit here looking at those weeds. I've got to get up and deal with it. Yes.
I would argue with myself. And this time I went, what? No, I just want to sit in the sunshine for a bit. And I sort of fell asleep, soaked the sun, and then it got a bit cold and went, all right, time to go in. But another day, a friend decided to come over and we had a jug of pins in the garden and she went, go get me some secateurs and I'll do some gardening for you. And then because she started, I started. And then within a couple of hours, we'd filled the bin, So, and I realized that sometimes I just need a bit of company or a little bit of a push. But I'm also now realizing that as much as I want all these things to get done, I have to break them down into very little tasks. And sometimes it will happen. And other days they may not happen. And I've still got to go, that's okay. Today was a really busy day or emotionally I was a bit tired. It's okay that we didn't quite get there. You still made progress. And it's just getting there. But like you said, life is going to keep throwing stuff out. And what I put into place will have to keep adapting to what comes my way. And that's what I'm learning more and more. But the more I'm saying to myself, does this feel right? Do I want to do this? How does this make me feel? I'm feeling better for it. So it's getting there because I feel like I have a bit more space because I'm spending more time in my home, whereas before I wasn't. So I think I needed that space and time. As much as I'm an extrovert, I do like my own space and time. I like that time.
And that's another really interesting thing because of the fact that I would have said back along that I don't like spending time with myself. Now I love it. Now I know who I am.
Yeah.
And how I tick. I love spending time with just me. In fact, it's like, oh, there's people here.
And other times I'm like, I just want to sit and watch that series and I don't care what you think. I want to sit and enjoy that because I know I'm watching this for a reason. There'll be something I need to learn here, something that will resonate with me. And that's my time, my joyful time. And I'm okay with it. And it allows me to rest because my brain isn't, well, there might be a time I'm still doing bits, but I've got better at putting my phone down and going, we don't need to work.
It's really okay to do. So once a week, I go down to a friend of mine who's got a polytunnel and she needs a little bit of help. And we go down and we achieve so much because we're doing it together. We talk nonstop. You don't even realize how much we've got through until, it gets to that moment where you start thinking, oh, I'm feeling a little bit stiff because I've been hanging over the fire beds. And we stand up and we look and we go, oh, look what we've done. But we haven't really noticed it, because what's been happening is not only have we got our hands in the soil, which there's a whole scientific reason why that makes you happy. Go look that up. But also I've been chatting away with my friend.
Yeah.
That fills me up. So I'm still doing, but I'm filling my cup with joy. That when you fill yourself up with all of those things that make you feel good, you are more resilient.
You are. And I've also realized sometimes I go for a walk, and if I am on my own, I might ring a friend and I'll just walk and talk. That time goes quicker. And also I'm doing something I enjoy, walking. And sometimes I just want to chat to someone as well. Or that's the time I've got. And I'm going, well, why can't I chat to you now? And like with my friend coming over, doing a bit of gardening with me. And you're right, time just flies. We don't realize how much we've done. And I think that's how life should be. We should be doing more things we enjoy. And it is just, and I think I'm at that stage with so many, unfortunately, with people passing away, it really does make you reflect on your life. Make you realize, why are we doing so much sometimes? And it's okay to, just go do the things you want to do. And, but we
are human beings, not human doings. But however, our society is a place that measures you by what you do, what job you do, what sports you play, what car you drive. Measures you by that. And actually, the more I've gone along this journey, the less of that am I worried about. Because actually, what worries me is how good I feel. Because I feel amazing now. And actually, that spreads out to my husband, my children, my friend. That's where it spreads out to my clients, because I feel amazing. So I can go through some really horrible stuff, but still feel amazing, because I'm managing that by making sure that I've got enough good stuff going on for me that keeps my energy up. It doesn't mean I don't feel the bad stuff, because you do, but you just don't drop so low. You just don't drop so low.
Yeah. And I'm learning to feed me more with that, because sometimes the highs and lows can really affect me. And I think it was interesting being at a networking event where this woman said to me, you help others through the work you do. But what about you?
Yeah.
And it was when she said that, and she goes, what do you want? Where's your dream? And I thought, okay, because she goes, you need to give that to you too. As well as you're giving it to everyone else, what about you? And I said, thank you for that gift. I said, thank you. So, I've been questioning more, and I've been, just trying not to beat myself up. And it is flowing, and I'm trying to just flow with it. And yes, I have things to do, with work stuff, but equally, I'm like, okay, that hasn't got done right. Is it today? Is it the end of the world? No. Something going to happen to someone? No. So it's okay. And if my house is a little bit untidy, who sees it? Just me. Am I that bothered? So,
And actually, if a visitor turns up, they come to see you, not your house.
Yeah. But it is amazing how quickly you can tidy a house when there's something.
Under pressure. We have a couple of minutes left, and I'm going to put you on a timer here, because you are now going to tell us about your passion, which is also your job, but it is your passion, because this is about what you do, not who you are. This little section. We will put all the blurb underneath so that you can go find Pritti. But Pritti, go on. 2 minutes.
They're only giving me 2 minutes. I've done this. Right. I'm going to give you briefly, tell you what the charity is, and then read you a poem that I've written all by myself. The Creating Memories is a small charity based in Bedford that helps make the wishes of children with life-limiting or terminal illnesses come true. And this is my beautiful poem. Creating moments that we can all treasure, as these moments are all we have. Making wishes happen for little people, for things that we take for granted, but mean the world to them. Seeing their little faces light up with joy makes it all worthwhile. Nothing is impossible, so dream away and let us make it happen. With the help of our amazing community that wants to make a difference, we can make it happen, as anything is possible. So join us to create moments to treasure, which will bring joy to all and light up your soul. Let's feel good together and make it. There you go.
That's incredible. Well done, you. So for everybody listening and watching on YouTube, please go check out everything that Pritti does. We'll put all the links down below and catch up with us again next time.
Thank you.
Are you feeling stuck? Do you want to be able to create a better conversation with yourself, but just don't know where to start? I offer a free 20-minute session to see where you want to be and how to get you there. Just click on the link below. Remember, it's free. Book your space. It could change your life. Thanks for listening today. If you'd like to know more, you can find all the links down below. Oh, and don't forget to press subscribe so you can catch the next one. See you soon.